I just finished reading Magic and Murder Among the Dwarves by Erik Bundy, which I received from voracious readers only, and I thought it would be entertaining to read, so I went ahead and did that. But overall, I did not enjoy the book at all. It had a few very glaring issues to me that made it unenjoyable, to say the least. So overall, the thought process was very disjointed from paragraph to paragraph in areas. I felt like I was missing information about the main character. The subplot had nothing to do with the main plot and actually was more interesting in some respects than the actual plot of the book. There were characters in there that I didn't understand why they were there, and the ending read like the conclusion of a Scooby-Doo episode. So consistency throughout the book, sometimes it felt like there was no rhyme or reason to the changing ideas from paragraph to paragraph. Sometimes they were so far-fetched it felt like just a random word he took from one paragraph and used it to start the next idea of the paragraph, and it was just very disjointing and inconsistent to me. The characters in and of themselves, I didn't like any character in this book. The main character, Amanda Knight, she felt like she was heedlessly sarcastic for no reason. I saw that it was trying to bring entertainment value, but it fell flat for me. So overall, the book is about this murder that happened in the dwarf colony. So this psychic, Amanda Knight, is conscripted by one of the female dwarves to go and help her find the murderer so she can best out the male dwarves and solve this before they get there. But the subplot to all of this is there's a 15-year-old girl who dies, and she's essentially a victim of statutory rape. So she dies in childbirth, and Amanda's looking they all know who did it, but looking for a way to prove it was this guy. And the only reason I can see that subplot being there is so her house can burn down at the end, so she can let go of her past. And to me, that subplot is so convoluted, so much going on, that in and of itself could be a whole book, like a whole murder mystery book, rather than this dwarf that's killed that no one really cares about her. Everyone hated her. So why would you bring in this subplot with this nice, sweet 15-year-old girl who's a victim of statutory rape? That, to me, is a better plot than the one this book portrays, and yet the authors made it secondary. I cared more about that than I did the actual plot. But then to bring around the conclusion of that subplot and just have her house burn down for the sole reason so she can let go of her past, it's just convoluted and it's unneeded. And then there's this demon that manifests itself, which, again, I don't understand the concept of having that demon there. It doesn't give anything to the plot overall. It's just an extra thing to be there. It just felt like everything in this book was a checklist to have in a paranormal book. Oh, well, we have dwarves, we have demons, we've got magic, we've got a murder. Hey, we're good. Let's go to town on this. And then partway through the book, I really felt like I was missing a lot of detail about the main character. There's a whole lot of smell references that didn't really add up to me. Like, she's describing like a smell of a squirrel, a smell of a rabbit running through the underbrush, squirrels in the trees. How? As far as I could see, she was human, psychic, but overall human. So how can she smell a rabbit 70 feet off in the underbrush? So that also makes me wonder if this main character was supposed to be a shapeshifter, but at the end they just decided to scrap it and go through and change her to a psychic. And it feels like it was just a word find to change out shapeshifter with psychic. So it really makes me wonder about how the thought process came to produce this book. So overall, not a fan of this book. I'm not likely to read anything else by Erik Bundy, but it looks like there are plenty of people out there who enjoy this book, so all the power to you guys. Keep reading.